Angel, is that you? Listen, child. Ooh, you kind of caught me off guard there, but that's all right. It's good to see you, girl. Where you been? What took you so long to come back? Anywho, I'm happy you're here. Do me a favor. Go on over to styleseat.com/TouchedByTyHairCo and book your girl. If you're in the DC, DMV area and you need to get your zoots done or that face glam, hit me up. Books are always open and I'm always accepting new clients. Go on and book me on Style Seat. Head over to Instagram at TouchedByTyHairCo and click that book now button or give us a call, 202-539-2202 to set up your appointment or consultation. You know I love you. You know I'm happy that you came back. It's good to see you. Stay tuned for the video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'll see you in a sec. I'm happy you came back. See you in a second. Hey angels, and welcome back to TouchedByTyHairCo. So if this is your first time joining me, it is because you want to get into this Valentine's Day. Okay, pink cut crease is what we did. And y'all see I gave y'all some color on the lip, okay? I told y'all I was gonna give you some color, okay? I am recording this voiceover all while driving to school. Okay, that's how much I love you guys. I am recording this voiceover while driving to school. But anywho, that's enough. Let's get on into this look. Okay, first we're going to start off by cleaning our client's face. Y'all already know for her face, I like to go in with a makeup wipe. It's very soft and soothing for her. Knowing your client's skin, okay, is of the importance. Making sure you're doing those client consultations. Don't skip that because you want to know what's going on with the client's skin so that you can not just beat the face but also care for the face properly. So after cleaning, I go in with my e.l.f. Holy Hydration moisturizer. This is a really good moisturizer for all skin types. It is very light and it's not really oily, and that's what you want when you're dealing with a oily client. She is a oily client, so we don't want a heavy moisturizer or anything that's going to break up her makeup, okay, throughout the day. I'm starting off with her brows. I'm going in with the Morphe Brow Definer Pencil in the shade Java, okay? As y'all know, I do my content. Some of this is in real time. Some of this is going to be sped up, okay? So you'll see me speed up and slow down throughout the entirety of this video. Let's talk about brows, okay? So brow shapes, everyone's brow is different. No two are alike. No two brows are alike. I think that brows are the hardest part, or one of the hardest things that you learn in makeup artistry, but like everything else, it is art, it's technique, and it takes time, okay? Brows take time. Be patient with yourself, and just keep going, keep practicing, keep growing. Don't give up, okay? You'll get it, okay? This part really, I'm not gonna say it doesn't matter, because all you're doing is with the pencil is filling in the brow. So whether you like using a pencil, whether you like using a pomade, a brow pomade, all of those items are used to fill in the brow. Learning how to sculpt and define and clean that brow is what really gives you your brow shape. And that's the technique. That part is where your technique is going to come in. I'm still learning how to do brows, y'all. I'm not yet where I want to be. And that's just me comparing myself to some of my mentors, but I have come a long way, I will say that. And you make mistakes, just do your best to try to even them, keep them as symmetrical as possible. Brows are sisters, not twins, okay? So just be kind to yourself through your learning process. You're gonna get it. Take pictures so that you can see your growth. To lay her brows into place, I am going in with the NYX Brow Glue Gel. She likes this. She does not like the clear lash glue because she says it's too hard to clean off her brows. So, you know, that clear lash glue is for long-lasting brows. So if your client wants a long-lasting brow, use that clear lash glue. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. Go ahead and hit that bell. Make sure you like the video. And if you have comments, I answer. I'm very interactive on my YouTube channel. So, you know, if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comment section, and I will be sure to answer your questions. Today, our primer of choice is going to be Milk of Magnesia, okay? Now, let's talk about this. With the Milk of Magnesia technique, right, you have some girls use the calamine lotion, some girls use the Milk of Magnesia. Now, I am a calamine lotion girl, okay? Unless I have an extremely oily client, okay? If my client is really, really oily like myself, okay? I am an oily girl. Like, my skin naturally produces oil like 20 minutes after I wash my face. Like, y'all, it's oily. It gets oily over here. So, you know, for a client like myself, I would use a Milk of Magnesia as the primer, okay? And she gets oily. Her skin is naturally oily. It produces a lot of oil. As you can see, she has beautiful skin, okay? Like, I love doing her makeup. Like, her skin is everything. It's just over, and I love how everything comes out on her. She's beautiful. She's chocolate. She's just, her face, just everything to me. But if you have a client that has really oily skin, like, you know, in 20 minutes you can see their skin like shining, you want to use Milk of Magnesia. Calamine lotion is mattifying. What I've come to realize is that Milk of Magnesia is more mattifying. And it does give you a longer lasting makeup look. So if you're under highlights, if this is somebody that's going to be sweating in front of a camera, in front of heavy lights, recording content, like, Milk of Magnesia is going to be the way to go. And if this is just a regular beat, person getting beat for something, then calamine lotion. I prefer calamine lotion because it is formulated for the skin. So calamine lotion is my go-to for 90% of my clientele. That 10%, that extra oily 10% of my clientele that I have, I'll use the Milk of Magnesia, as well as for myself. If I want a long-lasting wear, or I know I'm gonna be out in the sun, I'm gonna be sweating, you know, my face just gets oily, so I'll use Milk of Magnesia. But for like an everyday beat, I use calamine lotion. So to each his own. I say try both and figure out what works for you, okay? Now I'm going in, I'm cleaning up her brows. I'm going in, I went in with the Nika K Full Coverage Concealer in the shade 08 to clean up that under eyebrow. I'm also dragging this concealer down, and I am using it as her eyeshadow base. I hope y'all can hear this voiceover because I am driving my car, and y'all probably can hear all this in the background too. This voiceover gonna be real ghetto. Alright, to set those brows into place, I am going in with my RK by Kiss setting powder, HD setting powder in the shade Transparent, and I'm going to use this to set that eyeshadow base into place so that we can prevent any creasing of the eyeshadow look, and as well as just setting her eyebrows into place as well. To clean up the top of her brows, I'll be going in with her foundation shade. Okay, I like to use the foundation and this just prevents a halo brow. Okay, so I'm going in with this Nika K full coverage foundation in the shade 14, which I believe is called Truffle. That's her foundation shade. Y'all already know how I feel about this foundation. Look, we're not even gonna get into it. Okay, y'all already know what it is. You know how I feel about this foundation. It's everything. But I'm gonna save that for when I put the foundation on her face, okay? Y'all, when I'm cleaning up the top of that brow, you know what I'm saying? It's like I be all up in the grill, okay? Your client understands, you know, make sure that your hygiene is good, because you really do have to get into your client's personal bubble when you're doing their makeup, especially when you are doing their brows. Anything tedious on the eyes, like, you're going to be up on your client. So just make sure your hygiene is good, and, you know, make sure your client is comfortable as possible. You know, let them know you got to get up in there. So, you know, sometimes I have to straddle my clients depending on what look I'm doing, especially when I'm trying to check for symmetry. For her eyeshadow look, we're going to start this off by going in with the Juvia's Place Warrior 2 palette. That's the color I'll be using for the base of this cut crease. And I'm going to take that color using this, I believe this is a Wet n Wild blending brush. And I'm just going to take that color and start to pack it on her lid. That's not a Wet n Wild blending brush. I'm sorry, that's a Ruby Kisses blending brush, and you can find that blending brush at the beauty supply store or the hair store. I think they're like $2. They're really good brushes, and they last a long time too. Now to deepen up that color, I'm going in with that chocolate brown, and I'm just using that to build depth, packing that onto the entire eyelid, from the inner corner all the way to the outer corner, to the outer part of her lid, emphasizing on that crease area, because I wanted to really pop against that pink. So and this is buildable. You know, you just build it up to your liking. Her skin color is deep, so I wanted it to, you know, you to be able to see it. To cut her crease today, I'm going in with the P. Louise Acid Rain. Well, they call it paint, so, you know, they call it paint, but I call it, I'm not even gonna say it's a concealer, for real. I don't know, it's very creamy. This Acid Rain, it's thicker than the regular P. Louise bases, eyeshadow bases. It's an eyeshadow base. It's a little bit more thicker in consistency, and it really does show. Any color that you put on here is going to pop. I don't know what it is about this formula. I really do love this particular shadow base. It's really, really good. So if you have anything pigmented or any bright neon colors that you really want to pop, this is going to be a really good shadow base to use. And it's really good with cut creases as well. It works amazing on a cut crease. Y'all, I'm still new to cutting creases. I'm not scared to do them, but I do want to get into some more graphic looks. So those are some looks that I really want to bring to my channel, some exotic graphic glams. So I'll be getting into those soon. I'm still kind of practicing on those looks, but those are definitely some looks that I want to get into in the future. So you'll see that coming really, really soon on my channel. Always take a step back and look at your work. That's very important. I don't do that as much as I should. I be so excited about getting to the end look, but like taking this, especially when you're cutting a crease, especially when you are cutting a crease, take a step back, look at it, make sure that it is as even as possible, they are symmetrical as possible, because you do not want your client going out with two different size cut creases. It is so noticeable, and you can see it. And you do not want that for your client. You do not want that for your client at all. So when you are finished those brows, take a step back. When you're finished, when you're doing anything with the eyes, you know, take a step back, look at your work, make sure that it is as even as it possibly can be. This is what the cut crease looked like. I felt good about that, so I kept it. I didn't bother it anymore because I didn't want to, you know, bothering it too much, it'll mess you up, you know what I'm saying? But just make sure you get it as close as possible, and continue on with your look. So for this pink today, I am going in with this Morphe palette. A lot of people have this palette. This palette came out last year, and it's beautiful. It has a lot of spring colors, summer colors, and it's really pigmented. What I'm doing is I am taking this Moda small shader eyeshadow brush, and I'm packing this onto the cut crease. When you're packing on a color onto your cut crease, just take your time, because you don't want the color to bleed outside of the crease. So I didn't want this pink to get on the brown. So, you know, I mean, you're not going to get it as close to that line as possible. You know, it might be a very, 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 very small area that you don't get. Okay, cool. You got to get up on the eye to be able to see that, but get as close to that line as you possibly can without allowing your cut crease color to bleed into the rest of your eyeshadow look. And this Acid Rain, it really does catch color well. Like, once you pat it on there, it's on there. You have to allow this Acid Rain time to dry. So once you cut the crease, allow time for it to dry, because like I said, it is very thick in consistency, so it needs time to set. And then I also go over it with a light shade eyeshadow color. So I use a new eyeshadow to just ensure that it sets. I use it very lightly, minimum amount, because I don't want it to bleed into whatever color that I'm putting on the eye when I use it. So you can set it in place, or you can just allow it to dry. sure y'all drink water and mind your business, okay? That's what you see me doing, drinking my gallon. I try to drink a gallon a day. Now we're gonna get into her face, honey, okay? We're going in using this Nika K full coverage foundation in the shade 14, okay? That is her skin shade, and we are applying like we always do. I apply using my flat foundation brush. This is how I like to apply my makeup. It works for me, okay? It works. Some girls like to do the swatches, you know. Listen, just find a technique that works for you and let it work for you, okay? I like to use this flat foundation brush. I just like the way the product adheres to the skin using this brush. I love this brush. And I'm also able to control how it goes onto the skin. I have maximum control. So I like that. To blend the foundation into the skin, I go in using a damp beauty blender. I'm sorry. Did I say that? To blend the foundation into the skin, I go in using my E63 Morphe foundation brush, okay? This is a dense foundation brush, all right? I love this brush. It puts product, it just blends product into the skin seamlessly, okay? And if there's any standing product on the skin, then I go in with my damp beauty blender to blend that out, to buff it out, to ensure that everything is just nice and smooth. Look at that coverage, y'all. Look at this coverage. Come on now. Look at y'all, stop playing. I'm telling y'all, get into this foundation. You will not be disappointed. I have not been disappointed with this foundation yet. I've been using it since the very beginning. And I'm telling y'all, like it's you're not gonna go wrong with it. You're not. It's just, I don't know. It's a really good dupe for NARS. It's just a really good, affordable foundation. And my clients love it. I love it. I haven't had any complaints with it. And I'm just going to continue to use it because it works until it doesn't, right? Yeah, that's the thing. So I use this and I use Maybelline, and I love it. I love them both. And they work. So I haven't had any complaints. To highlight her, I'm going in with the Nika K Full Coverage Concealer in the shade 08. This is the same shade that I use to clean up her brows. So when doing your nose highlight and contour, just apply that product onto the skin the way you want it to look. So if you want a large highlighted area on the nose, then you would apply a large line on the nose. If you want a very slim highlighted area at the center of the nose, then you would apply it very, very skinny. I hope that makes sense. You're going to apply it the way that you want it to saturate and appear on the skin. blending brush, and I am blending this product into the skin. So another thing about, as I'm growing in my artistry, I'm learning a lot. So with this, right, allow the concealer to set into the skin for maybe about 2 to 3 minutes. It makes a difference in how it blends into the skin. You know, you want your highlight to be just that. You want those areas to be lightened on the face. So allow that product to sit for a little while. It helps with the coverage, and that's what you want ultimately. Also, blending out product, right? I like to blend out product for a more full coverage look. It just gives it a very much more seamless look, okay? And I used to use a beauty blender to blend out my highlight, but I like how it looks with the brush. So I go in, I use the brush to do the initial blend out, blending that product into the skin, and then I finish it with the beauty blender to ensure that there are no harsh lines. And as you can see, look how seamless this product is going into the skin. Y'all, like, I'm telling you, learning new techniques, trying different things, you know, you're going to grow so much as an artist. Using this brush technique first and then finishing with the beauty blender has, you know, just really and truly been a game changer for me. I just like how it looks. I like my results blending my makeup in that way. So now that she is all blended, I'm going to set her face. I'll be setting her today in 2 colors. For her highlighted area, I'll be going in with my LA Girl pressed powder in the shade Nude Beige. And to set the remaining areas of her face, I'm going in with the LA Girl pressed powder in the shade Cocoa. I am using just a very dense powder brush to set those areas. And as you can see, honey, it's matted. It just setting the face. Okay, so this is the thing, right? Again, this is where technique comes in. There are a lot of makeup artists that I follow and that I watch and that I take tips and tricks from. But as I grow as an artist, I kind of find my own way and what works for me. So to set the face, I prefer to set the face in a pressed powder, and I prefer to finish the face in a pressed powder. I just feel like I have more control when I do that, when I set the face. And I just like the finish that it gives the face versus a loose powder. And it works for me. Now I'm going in and I'm using that Cocoa to just set the remaining areas of her face and start to build on that contrast and that contour, okay, against that highlighted area. I was tickling her with the brush, y'all. Do y'all see her face? Do y'all see her face? Do you see her face? Look how beautiful her face is. So, to bake her, I was going to go in with the Laura Mercier in the shade Translucent Honey. But after looking at it, I realized that that is entirely too light for her. So, you want to make sure that you're using the corresponding shades for your client. So you want to use what is going to work for your client. You don't want to wash them out. You don't want them to have a flashback. You don't want things to be too light or too dark. So just make sure that you're carefully looking at your client, looking at your products, and determining what's best for the client. So today I will be baking her in the Sacha Buttercup baking powder, loose powder, in the shade Buttercup. And this particular loose powder is created for women of color. And it works really, really well on my chocolate deeper tone queens, okay? For my angels with their deep skin. It really works well on any melanated skin, but it brings out that highlight really, really beautifully on deeper skin. A lot of people ask me, where do you get Sacha Buttercup? So you're not going to find this in Sephora. You're really not going to find it in any department store, or at least I haven't. I order mine from Amazon. So if you need Sacha Buttercup, I recommend going to Amazon to get it. And again, just like with any other loose powder, a little goes a long way. I am applying this powder to her face using my powder puff. And I got this one. This is a Nika K powder puff. I got it from the beauty supply store. They come like 3 in a pack for like $3 or $4. So, I mean, they're reasonable. And I washed them with my brushes and they come clean. They work really, really well. They do pick up a lot of powder. So what I do is I dap the powder off, the excess powder onto my hand, and then I apply what's on the brush. So for this process, I did things a little bit differently, okay? And some of you guys are probably like, Ty, you switched it up on us. I did. I've decided to bake her first, okay? And then after I bake her, I'm going in to bronze up her face, all right? Using my RK by Kiss contour palette in the shade medium dark. I'm using the darkest shade to bronze her face, building on the areas that I am going to deepen for the contrast against the highlight. The reason why I did this, right, is because a lot of times your bronzer, your contour, your blush gets lost during the baking process. So I saw a makeup artist actually bake the client first and then go in and apply the bronzer, contour, and the blush. So that way you don't lose, your product with all the powders. And it actually came out beautifully. I actually liked the way that this looked. Now for her blush, I'm going in with the Juvia's Place Blush Palette Volume 1, and I will be using both of these shades for her today. Y'all know I love a rosy cheek. I love, love, love a rosy cheek, but we didn't make it too rosy today because this pink is popping on the eye, and I also wanted to do a pink lip. So I didn't want her looking like cosmic, I did want her face to be popping, but I didn't want her to look fake, or too much. So, just use that hand lightly, okay? But if she had a new eye, oh, this blush would have been on. And as you can see, I'm just applying this brush to her face with a blush brush, using circular motions, rotating the brush in an upward position. So to blend out my loose powder during my baking process, I like to go in with the Real Technique setting brush. And I just like the way this brush really blends the powder into the skin, as well as getting rid of any excess powders off the skin. Anything that's left standing on the skin, I always use my damp beauty blender to go back in and press that into the skin. I just like the finish using this brush, opposed to going straight in with the beauty blender. This brush it's just the coverage that it gives or allows to remain on the skin is top tier. This is in real time, so you guys can kind of see how I am blending that into the skin. And then I'm gonna go in with my damp beauty blender and just press all that product into the skin that's left standing, and it's just gonna be mwah. Ensuring that everything is blended, there are no harsh lines. Yeah. Now to blend all of this together, I am going back in with my pressed powder to finish the face in the shade Cocoa, and I'm just blending all of these powders together, everything that I've applied to her face, going back in and just setting that face one last time with that Cocoa. And this also allows you to, if the highlight is standing really light or the powder has stained the skin really lightly, this also gives you the opportunity to bring that skin back down as well. Now I'm going in to finish with my Lumi bronzer. I absolutely love this bronzer. I don't think that I can do a face without it, okay? It is a holy grail, a staple, and it just gives my girls, my angels, that Touched by Ty look, and I absolutely love it. To set the face, I am using the Morphe continuous setting spray. I love what it does. You know, there are a few other good setting sprays out here, but right now I'm kind of addicted to this Morphe, okay? As I looked at her face, I realized I wanted to give it just a little mwah, okay? So we went in and we added some small rhinestones into her eye crease, just to give it a little pop. This kicks off my Valentine's Day series, my Valentine's Day Glam series. So, you know, I just wanted to give her a little something, you know, a little something. You don't have to add rhinestones to this look. This pink is popping, I promise. I promise you don't need anything. You see, I didn't do a liner. I didn't do anything, a wing liner, because sometimes wing liners take away from the look. I just wanted a classic cut crease. Very just Barbie. I just wanted Barbie. I wanted her to look like a Barbie, and she definitely did. Now I'm going in under her eye. I'm on her waterline just to make her eyes pop. I am using the Morphe eyeliner pencil in the shade Coconut, which is white. For her highlight, I am going in with my pink ruby palette. This is a palette that I got from a makeup convention. As y'all can see, I have used this thing. It's breaking all up, honey child, but we still using it. And I used all three of those highlights. I combined all three to highlight her. Now to smudge out her lower lash line, I'm going in with the same color, okay, that is on her cut crease. And I'm using that to smudge out underneath her waterline, her lower lash line, just to kind of seal the deal with that eye. As y'all can see, we did big lashes today. Baby doll lashes. These lashes are from Amazon. Any fallout, go ahead and go in with your mascara wand just to get that off of the skin. This always works really well. And for her lip today, I went in with the NYX matte lipstick. I do not know the color name. I'm gonna find it and add it to, I believe it's called Shocking Pink. I wanna say that's what it is. Shocking Pink by NYX. It's their matte lip color. So I went in with that.
My chocolate Barbie.
To line her lips.
You ready?
Oh, she about to see herself.
All right, go ahead.
Look at her face.
Wow. It's popping, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was not used. She was like, I look like a Barbie. Like, yeah. Y'all know she can't see, so all she saw was the pink. But this was the final look. Get into her face, get into this look. Y'all don't play with me. Look at her face. Oh my God, it looks so good. This look came out perfect, exactly the way that I wanted it to. To line her lips, I went in with the Morphe lip liner in the shade Trendsetter. And I used that Shocking Pink NYX lipstick. And then I put a Glam Shine, Kiss Color Glam Shine lip gloss in the shade Hot Pink over it. And this was her final look, guys. Make sure you follow me on all social media outlets, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram at TouchedByTyHairCo. This was the final look. Thank you guys so much for rocking with me. As always, it doesn't matter how you feel. God is still worthy to be praised. Keep growing, keep going. Angels, you are not alone. We are in this thing together. Okay? Let's do this. We just beginning, baby. Touched by Ty Hair Co. out. I will see you guys in
How
the
you
next
like your
video.
makeup, shorty? Y'all, this is my chocolate goddess right here. Her skin is everything.